going on, guys? It's another episode of Lost at 40 here. I just wanted to say what's up to you guys, make another video. So I did have, here's what's up with the watermelon thing. I've done many cleanses like this. I've done many fasts, intermittent fasting. I've done 4 days with only watermelon, and it was great. But I think you have to be in the right mindset for it, and sometimes you have to know when your desire to do something can be affecting yourself in the wrong way or affecting others. So I did every bit of probably 30 some odd hours with nothing but watermelon. And I don't know, I don't think I was prepared for it this time. I just kind of did it on a whim, and I just had a lot of things come up with this job I'm on and personal life. And the reality is I started to feel like, where sometimes you're fasting like that, I was getting headaches, and I was starting to feel kind of hangry and very irritable, and I wound up kind of just not being as pleasant as I could be, that's for sure. So I stopped it after one day, and that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna go back to just eating lowering my calories and watching my sugar and carbohydrate intake, and go back to working out and being healthy in those ways. Gosh, there's something else I wanted to talk about. I'm trying to think what it is now. Shoot, that wasn't even the main purpose of it. I just want to say that when you guys watch my channel, you got to realize that I'm an individual, and we're all individuals, and we're all going to experience different effects off of Suboxone, because once you get past the acute, which lasts probably 10 to 15 days, and if you're on a higher dose like me, that's what's up, but you'll still probably have some unbelievable withdrawals up until 30 days. It just depends on you. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I couldn't say. I've had a few people call me a drama queen, and I probably am. I have had a lot of things in my life that caused me to be the way that I am. I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and not just any Jehovah's Witness. I was raised in a super strict Witness family that took everything to heart. And I'm not trying to bash anyone. I mean, what do you do when you're born into a situation just like my parents were, I guess, and you're told this is the truth, and it's beaten into you, and it's actually very systematic, and whether people want to believe it or not, I have the proof, and I know it's 1,000% true that the Jehovah's Witness organization uses Enochian and magic and other types of mind control techniques. And it's a traumatizing thing to be told ritualistically over and over, this is the truth, when that's a lie. And it's not just a religion that, most of the people are just lemmings that have no idea, and they're good intentions, and they just want to serve God. They really just don't know any better. But at the very, very tip top, I have it on the highest authority that these people are generational Satanists hiding behind the Watchtower and Tract Society front. It's a front. This is not the only religion that does this. There's a lot of false religions that you have these evil, conniving people that hide behind it, and they use it as a front. If I was evil, if I was evil and hated Christianity, what would be the greatest, good front for your evil altar persona? It'd be to be a pastor at a church, or a committee member in a church, or to even create a false doctrine that has 90% truth and just 10% poison, because the Bible says, a little leaven spoils the whole lump. Anyways, knowing all these things and having had done all this research and read Crisis of Consciousness and Bloodlines of the Illuminati and all these different long-winded books on this topic to prove to myself that what I'd been taught ever since I was a child was a total lie. Well, when as a child you find that out, that you've been lied to your whole life, it leads you down a different path, and it makes you think about things and question things, which I did, and I found out a lot of answers. And the more answers I found, the more I realized a lot of different things that at this point is where I'm going to explain to you that it's almost like I've gone too far. You know, it's almost like, I don't want to sound like, oh, I know so much. But you get to the point, and when you stop believing, like, that everyone in this world is, when you stop having faith and trust in the system and the government and the establishment, pretty much everything around you, then you start to have a harder time integrating with this world. You know, it'd be easier. It's easier when you believe that, you know, this is America. It's the land of the home, the free, the brave, and we're about living men and women, and we want to like make a better society. When you believe that, then you go along with all the traditions and schooling and everything that you're taught. And if that makes you happy, I mean, I think that ignorance is bliss. Because I can say that me not being ignorant to some of these things, it's not super blissful, and I think it almost would be, but the reality is I'm at a point where it's like I'm so far behind the veil that it's hard to talk to people, it's hard to relate to people. It can almost make you frustrated, like how at a certain point you see it so clearly that there's an issue with our society and others don't, and it makes people almost get mad at you. And I can understand that. You know, I have a wonderful fiance, and I'm very grateful for my situation, and I've been saved from loneliness, you know, and that type of depression is just very hard on a human being, and I'm super grateful for that. But it's almost at a point where if I'm going to live in this world, I have to integrate and just forget about some of these things. Like, you know, holidays are very fun. I wasn't allowed to celebrate them as a witness, and now I totally can. But I get into realizing things about the holidays, and there's just everything in our world is kind of has a hidden meaning, or an occultic, esoteric meaning, and it's gotten to the point where it's causing me a lot of problems in my family life and my home life, and I really just have to kind of turn a blind eye to a lot of it. You know, if the kids enjoy Halloween and Christmas and Easter and all that, you know, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Get all uptight about how these are technically pagan holidays and all that, and like really at the end of the day, everything's been kind of co-opted and reclaimed for evil if you really want to look at it that way. And I guess I'm tired of looking at things with that sour, hard eye, and I'm at the point where it's messing me up, it's screwing me up, it's triggering, it's messing up my relationships, when all I really want is just peace and stability. I have to say, life is a battle, you know, it's a battle. To do what's right is a total battle. Like the day that you decide I love truth and I'm going to seek it out wherever I find it, it's a battle. When you decide that I'm going to take responsibility for my actions and for who I am and what I do and actually look around and open my eyes, it's a battle. It's not just a battle with yourself, it's a battle with the Matrix and people in the Matrix that haven't been set free from it yet. And people can't handle it all at once. I don't blame them. It's very, very difficult for me. And I'm a loving person who really loves everyone, but I have to let go of the traumas of my past. I have to let go of a lot of things that I've even learned and just learn to live with love no matter what, because there's a lot of evil in this world. There's a lot of things that don't make sense in this world, but the only thing that does make sense is love. You know, we have this new situation where there's this war going on in Israel and Palestine, which really has been going on for hundreds of years. But it'll never stop because it's perpetuated by hatred, by hate on both sides. You know, and the only thing that would actually stop it, whether you believe in Jesus or not, I choose to call him Yeshua HaMashiach rather than Jesus, but you know, Jesus is also good. If these people would study the teachings of Jesus, it's the only way that conflict would be resolved. It's the only way. And that would be to forgive, love thy neighbor, and forgive and forget, and to have love in your heart, because evil only perpetuates evil, and hatred only creates more hatred. That's what's happening. So, having said that, I can't allow myself to be completely diluted with information, because to me that would be Satan winning against me. I mean, what? I just give up on God because the world around me is just so crazy. I think that I need to calm down and really just have love, focus on that, pray for guidance, and really when it comes to some of these little things like Christmas, we got to take it back for God, take it back for Jesus. We have to know that, I mean, there are things that are pagan and not godly, and you know, just leave those things to the side and not worry about it, and then just try to do the best that we can, because that's why we have, you know, forgiveness. And this is just where my head's at, and again, I almost feel like when I speak about these things that it's just downright offensive. So I don't mean for it to be, and I really just am expressing myself and where I'm at moving forward. You know, I feel great that I'm not on Suboxone or any of these other disgusting drugs, and I just hope to continue to do good and to be a good man and be helpful and respectful and just a good shining light in this world, rather than a negative force that's really only pointing out the negative things and not producing anything positive. You know, there's got to be fruit that you're producing, not just pointing out the bad in the world, I guess. So I thank you guys for bearing with me and having patience with me. You know, I'm just a guy out here making videos, living my life like anybody else, sharing myself and trying to do the best that I can. So I hope this is somewhat encouraging. I'm kind of done with the watermelon thing for now. It's back to just being stable and doing the best I can. So that's where I'm at, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you and see you next time.